Batebi told us he never knew which days he'd be tortured or which technique they'd use. Once, he says, they cut him and rubbed salt in his wounds.
I hadn't slept for maybe 72 hours. I couldn't think clearly. I was drooling. I wanted to sleep, but they would slap me to keep me awake. In the final hours, when even the slapping wouldn't keep me up, they cut my arms and hands and put salt in my wounds so the burning would keep me awake.
One day, he says he heard his mother's voice outside his cell. He didn't know back then that it was just an audio tape.
I would hear her voice and I would say, in this place where there's all this torture and all this pain, they've arrested my mother also? And maybe she's in the prison cell next to me or across from me. And of course, this really bothered me a lot.
Human rights groups don't know how much torture takes place in Iran's prisons. But 3 years ago, Iran's judiciary did publicly admit that torture was used to extract confessions. Ahmad Batebi told us that several times during his torture, he wished he would die, and a few times he thought he was going to.
You thought they were going to hang you?
They told me to stand on a stool. 2 other people were on stools, one to my left, one to my right, and they put a rope around our necks, and they said, "You have a death sentence, and you will be executed." And then they kicked away the other 2 stools. The other 2 people were hanging, and their feet turned blue, and they died. I was still on my stool. I was shaking all over.
Why would they take you to a place and make you think that they were going to hang you and hang people on either side of you?
It's part of the torture that they use to get a confession or to convince people not to commit another crime.